Now, let me read you an email that I, Michael Savage, received today from a friend, well, a distant associate of mine. He's a wonderful man. And it's from a military veteran, and it's to Senator Patty Murray and Senator Maria Cantwell in Washington State. Dear Senators, it says, I have tried to live by the rules my entire life. My father was a command sergeant major, U.S. Army, who died of combat-related stresses shortly after his retirement. It was he who instilled in me those virtues he felt important: honesty, duty, patriotism, and obeying the laws of God and of our various governments. I have served my country, paid my taxes, worked hard, volunteered, and donated my fair share of money, time, and artifacts. Today, as I approach my 79th birthday, he writes, I am heartbroken when I look at my country and my government. I shall only point out a very few things abysmally wrong with which you can multiply by 1,000-fold. I have calculated that all the money I have paid in income taxes my entire life cannot even keep the Senate barbershop open for 1 year. Only heaven and a few tight-lipped actuarial types know what the Senate dining room costs the taxpayers. So please enjoy your haircuts and meals on us. Last year, the president spent an estimated $1.4 billion on himself and his family. Let me repeat that. Last year, President Obama spent an estimated $1.4 billion, capital B, on himself and his family. The vice president spends millions on hotels. They have had 8 vacations so far this year. And our House of Representatives and Senate have become America's answer to the Saudi royal family. You have become the perfumed princes and princesses of our country in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, you voted in the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare, a bill which no more than a handful of senators or representatives read more than several paragraphs, crammed it down our throats, and then promptly exempted yourselves from it, substituting your own taxpayer-subsidized golden health care insurance. You live exceedingly well, senators. You eat and drink as well as the 1%ers, consistently vote yourself perks and pay raises while making 3.5 times the average U.S. individual income, and give up nothing while you, as well as the president and Veep, ask us to sacrifice due to sequestration, for which, of course, you plan to blame the Republicans anyway. You understand very well the only 2 rules you need to know. 1, how to get elected, and 2, how to get reelected. And you do this with the aid of an eagerly willing and partisan press, speeches permeated with a certain economy of truth, and by buying the votes of the greedy, the ill-informed and uneducated citizens, and non-citizens too, many of whom do vote, who are looking for a handout rather than a job. Your so-called safety net, senators, has become a hammock for the lazy. And what is now about 49 or 50 million on food stamps, pretty much all Democrat voters, and the program is absolutely rife with fraud with absolutely no congressional oversight. I would offer that you are not entirely to blame. What changed you is the seductive environment of power in which you have immersed yourselves. And I'll pause right here because I know there's a limit to how much anyone can listen to such heartfelt, brilliant, insightful writing. And it is from a military veteran at age 79 who has seen what the cesspool has become called the United States government. And if you think this is anti-government, you're right. I'll be right back. Up in Connecticut on WABC. Jane, welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Good evening, actually. I'm calling from Connecticut, and I just wanted to tell you that the letter that you read from the 79-year-old gentleman absolutely blew me away. Everything he said was right on, and I would love...
I know it's hard to believe that anybody could be so articulate and see it for what it really is. A man has given so much to the country, and that's why I think I will, read the letter again this week, where he says your so-called safety net has become a hammock for the lazy. And what it is now, 49 or 50 million on food stamps, pretty much all Democrat voters, and the program is absolutely rife with fraud and absolutely no congressional oversight. I would offer that you are not entirely to blame. What changed you is the seductive environment of power in which you have immersed yourselves. That's 100% true, isn't it?
Absolutely, 100% true.
All right, well, thank you for being a new listener. I think to cheer